today we're going to discuss the example about traffic interval estimate population range with animal rights. So now let's proceed to the example 1, and here we have the problem. The mean and standard deviation of the content of the sample of 5 similar containers are 9.5 liters and 0.421 respectively. And now we are asked to find 90% confidence interval and 90% confidence interval of the actual mean content to find the lower and upper confidence interval. So the first thing that we're going to do now is we're going to discuss the step-by-step process, because there is another way to get the answer, but I am the one who's going to present that, because every young part we're going to present that. So now let's proceed once again to the step-by-step process, and we're going to look first for is the question. First thing we're going to do now is to get the degrees of freedom. So let's start here. Find so for our step 1, we're going to find the degrees of freedom, and there is a formula to find the degrees of freedom. This is equals to the sample size and subtracted by 1. So here, as you can see in our given, here's our sample size, which is 5. So this freedom is equals to 5 minus 1. So completed for 5 minus 1 is equals to 2. Okay, so now after we get our degrees of freedom, we will now move on to our step. Now step number 2 is we're going to find out our alpha. We will need the formula, which is 1 minus the alpha over 2 is 100% of the volume. So we're now going to 100. So we're going to eliminate this 100, and we're going to transfer our 90%, which is in our mean, and so we're just going to divide it by 1 minus the alpha over 2 multiplied by 90%, which is our mean, and 10% confidence level. So after that, we're now going to eliminate this side, and for us to eliminate that, we're just going to move our decimal points 2 times in our left side, on left. So as you can see here, 90%. As you all know, if our percentage is in sign, and you all know that the decimal point is at the last number, we're just going to move it to steps on that. So our indicator now is going to be minus the alpha over 2 times the 0.99. And after that, the next thing we're going to do now is to subtract our 1 to the 0.20. So we're going to be the alpha over 2 is equals to 1 minus 0.20. And as we all know that we're going to subtract it, if you subtract it, we're going to be the answer is 0.10. And now, after we all get this value, we're going to multiply both sides by 10, and we're going to eliminate this. We're going to eliminate this 1, and we're going to transfer it. And take the denominator over 0.10. So it's going to move it here. So you can see as we cancel our denominator here, it will just let us our alpha and 0.10 now we're going to move on our step number 3. Step number 3. And for our step number 3, we're going to find the 3 value of or the value of quantity 1 minus the alpha over 2 times the 100% confidence level. So, by looking at our p-value critical table, t-critical value, so here's our example of table of t-critical values. So as you can see here, is for example, this is our side. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth. And at this side, we have the area of the area in 1 area in 1 the area in 1. So here we have the values of 0.01, 0.05, and 0.05, 0.01, and 0.00. And it will be like this. As you all remember a while ago, we already get the value, and we get 4. So we're going to insert our 4, and we already get the alpha value, and this equals to 0.05. And if you look at the table of the critical values, this equals to 2.132. So this is the value of our critical value. Critical value equals to now we'll move on to our step number 4. Step number 4. So for our step 4, we're just going to find the margin of error. Find the E, or E stands for the margin of error. So the formula for margin of error is equals to margin of error is equals to the critical value multiplied by the sample standard deviation over the square of our sample size. This is the formula to get the margin of error. So we're just going to transfer our critical value, which is the 2.132, over our S, which is 0.421, over our sample size, which is square root of 5. after we do that, the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to get the value of square root of 5. So it's going to write first the 2.132 multiplied by the 0.421 over. If we add in our calculator, which is square root of 5, the value we're going that you'll get is 2.236. So after that, let's we're going to multiply this one, 2.137, or the typical value to our numerator, which is 0.421. So use your calculator and solve for it, multiply it, and the value we're going to get now is approximately 0.89752. Alright, so this is our exact value I mean, and we're just going to divide our numerator to our denominator, which is 2.286. And so once again, I ask you to get your calculator and get the value of our margin of error. So E is equals to, so it is exact value for our answer is equals to 0.40141, and I just write the partition places and to lessen the decimal places. We're just going to get the two decimal places, and as you can see here, that one is our third decimal places. So 0 for 0 will just remain and 5 to 6 and 1. So E is approximately 0.4. So this is our margin of error. So now let's move on, and we're just going to talk about step 5. So we're just first going to arrange this table. And for our step 5, we're going to find the confidence interval. So for us to identify our confidence interval, this is the formula. So mean minus our margin of error is less than the relation mean less than the x plus our mean plus our margin of error. So see now, the mean minus the standard deviation is equals to the lower confidence limit. And the other side is x, where the mean plus the margin of error is equals to the upper confidence limit. So as you can see now, we're just going to transfer the values now, which is 9.5, which is here, 0 meter are 9.5 liters. So 9.5 minus our margin of error, which is 0.40. So 0.40 is less than less than 9.5 plus our margin of error 0.40. So let's go now. We're going less than the population mean, less than the our confidence limit, which is 9.9. So here is our confidence interval. So step 6 is we're just going to write this value, and we're going to write this lower confidence limit and the upper confidence limit. So for step 6, we're just going to write the lower confidence limit, lower confidence limit. And now, as you all know the value of our lower confidence limit, and we're just going to write 90. And we're just going to write the upper confidence limit. And once again, as you all know that we already get the value of our confidence limit, we're just going to copy it, which is 9.9. So this is our answer to letter B, which is find the lower and upper confidence limit. So we already now get the answer, and that's all in the first one.
This is the other way. So the 90% confidence interval for up to read content and find the lower and upper confidence limit. So Mr. Rizarza did the step-by-step solution. So this solution, we just take the sample mean size and the margin of error. So this is the solution. Minus margin of error between the size of application and the stopping. And this side is minus and this side is plus the margin of error. So the value of sample size, sample mean is 9.5. And the margin of error is 0.132 over 0.421 over square root of sample, the square root of our sample size is 5. Then we have this. Then copy again. This is plus. So when we solve this, it's better to use calculator or scientific calculator. So we minus 4.1 minus 0.1 over the square root of 5. The answer is the answer is 0.414. And this step is same. This copy again. So the next is get the two decimal places of this. So we move on. So the answer is 0.14 and copy again. Minus 0.14 plus 0.14. And last step, 9.5 minus 0.43, which is 9.1. So, 9.1. And in this side, 9.5 plus 0.14, which is 9.9. So, this answer, this 9.5 plus 14 minus 14 over the calculation side is 9.5 plus 0.14. This answer is better 8. And the 9.1 to 9.1, 9.9, the lower and upper confidence limits. Of course, the lower is 9.1 and the upper is 9.9. So this is the answer with letter A, and this is the answer for B. So this is L, C, L, L. That's it.
And let's have the example number. The following were grade was selected 11 students in math subjects. We have 85, 76, 79, 81, 80, 87, 84, 77, 78, 83, 88, 89. So all you have to do is find 98% of confidence interval for the mean score for the 11 students. And find the lower and upper confidence interval. So this earlier mean will show us the step 1.
For the step 1, we have to find the sample mean in the standard deviation. We have here a table that shows the students' number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For the second column, we have here x, which is the given number of the problem. We have here grade of the students, which is 85, 76, 79, 81, 80, 87, 84, 77, 78, 83, 88, 89. To get the solution of x, we have to add all of this. Is equals to 987. Next is for the column. Read first need to get the sample mean, which is sample mean equals to summation of x over sample size, which is our sample size is 12. Our summation of x is 1087. Over 12 equals so our sample mean is 82.25. Next, we need to subtract 95 to 82. Eighty-five minus 82, 3. 76 minus 82, 86. 79 minus 82, 8. 81 minus 82, 81. 80 minus 82, 8. 87 minus 82, 5. 84 minus 82, 77 minus 82, 78 minus 82, 83 minus 82, 5. 88 minus 82, 6. 89 minus 82, 7. So next, let's proceed to the fourth column, which is quantity of x minus sample mean raised to 2. 3 squared,
9,
6 squared,
36,
3 squared,
9,
1 squared,
1,
2 squared,
4,
5 squared,
25,
2 squared, 5 squared, 1 squared, 1 squared, 6 squared, 7 squared.
49.
Next is we need to get total of all of this, which is summation of quantity of x minus sample mean raised to 2 equals 250. Now let's proceed how to get the sample variance, which is sample variance equals to summation of x minus sample mean raised to 2 over sample size minus 1 equals 215 over 11 is equals to equals to 215 over 11 equals approximately 19.5. Next is standard deviation. To get the standard deviation, we need to write the standard deviation is equals square root of summation of quantity of x minus sample mean raised to 2 over sample size minus 1. Square root of 215 over 12 minus 1 is equals to square root of 215 over 11 equals to 4.5. Approximately 4.42. Our standard deviation is approximately 4.42.
Okay, so we have here another example, which is the following data are selected randomly from a population of normally distributed values, which is 31, 37, 40, 29, 44, 49, 56, 43, 49, 46, 47, 44, 34, 38, 42, 25. So we have to construct a 95% confidence interval, estimate the population mean, and find the lower and upper confidence. So first, we have to create a table. So we have here a table. Okay, so in the first column, we have the observation. The second one is the X. And the third one
34, 28, 32, 35, 39. So A is construct a 95% confidence interval to estimate the population mean. So we find the lower and upper confidence mean. So in step 1, we need to find the sample mean and our standard deviation. So to get this, first is we need to write the table. We need to write the table. So So let's write the x. So this is will be the our x. So 21. So first is we need to get a summation. So to get this, we need to multiply all of the x to get the summation. So if we multiply them all, the answer will be 600. 601. So if we get the summation of x, we need to summation of x over sample size. So the our summation of x is 601 divided by sample size. So our sample size is 20. So 601 divided by 20 will become 30.1. So in the next step, so in the third column, we need to subtract x into sample mean. So 21 minus our sample mean, which is 30.1, it will become 9.1. So next is 27 minus 30.1 become negative 30.1. Correction to the table minus 30.1 is negative 9.1. So the next is 22 minus 30.1. It will become negative 8.1. So the next is 29 minus 30.1, 1.1. So the next is 32 minus 30.1. It will become 1, positive 1.9. So the next is 32 again minus 30.1. It will become positive 7.9. So the next is 28 minus 30.1. 28 minus 30.1 will become minus 30.1, it will become negative 5.1. So the next is 33 minus 30.1. 33 minus 30 will become positive 2.9 powers 5.1. So the next is 30 minus 30.1 will become 0, negative 0.1. Pag in-number column, itutulong tayo na final answer ay ang third column by itself. So, 9.1 squared it will become 82.81. Negative 3.1 squared 1.1 squared it will become 1.5 squared it will become 8.61. So just they do the same process. So So let's proceed to our next step. So standard deviation is 2 ones multiplication of x minus sample mean squared over sample size minus 1. So there will become our final answer of the column, which is 499 over sample size, which is 20 minus 1. So it will become this 472. So the answer is approximately 472.89 divided by 19. So the answer will be approximately 24.89. So in the next step, we need to over sample size minus 1. So 472 square root of 472.89 over 20 minus 1 is equals to approximately 4.99. So in this step, we need to find the degrees of freedom. So degrees of freedom equals sample size minus 1. So our sample size, which is 20 minus 1 will become 11. So there will be our degrees of freedom. So in the step 3, we need to find the alpha into 100% confidence level. So to get this, we need to minus x equals 100% plus 100%. So if we divide them, there will become 7.6.
continue doing step 4 in stats. Our step 4 is to find the critical value. So now, to get the critical value, we need an t-table, but for now, I will write it directly. So, t of alpha is over 2 is equal to 2.093. So, that is the critical value. In step 5, we're going to find the margin of error. But first, we're going to write the formula. Margin of error is equal to T of alpha over 2 times 5 over square root of sample size. Then copy. Margin of error is equal to, since our T of alpha over 2 is 2.093, copy. Then times 4.99 over sample size square root. So our margin of error is equal to 2.093 times 4.99 over square root of 20. Then next, equal to 2.33537 or 2.34. This is the final answer. In step number 6, we're going to defining the confidence limit, but first we're going to write the formula. Sample mean minus margin of error between population mean and sample mean plus margin of error. And then we write using the formula. Sample mean is 30.1 minus margin of error 2.34, population of sample mean and sample mean plus margin of error then solve. 30.1 minus 2.34 is 27.76 between population mean and 30.1 plus 2.34 is 32.44. So the answer will be 27.76 between the population mean and 32.44. Box the answer. And that's all. So now in step 7, we're going to find the confidence limit. So our low confidence limit is 27.76. And our upper confidence limit is 32.44. Again, our lower confidence limit is 27.76 and our upper confidence limit is 32.44. And that's all for step 7.